but the intention of what they want is normal. You know, they know that they can come to you, but you need to make your intentions clear for yourself so that you can keep your authenticity instead of losing it, because you don't want to become a doormat. Now I pulled a card, Jen, and what'd you get?
Are you clear about your intentions, or are you in a foggy state of denial about your true motives and or ambitions? This is the time to step back and gain perspective and clarity about your direction. Check your motives and ask if they are sincere. Are you pursuing some goal blindly without asking its cost? Good intentions are being misinterpreted. Now is a time for self-evaluation and self-nurturing. You will benefit greatly if you take time out to regroup.
Does this make sense to you?
Yes. I'm having a situation in which I have to take some steps, and I'm kind of vacillating on the edge of it.
Okay.
I should or shouldn't do it.
Very good, very good. Now we're going to help you to resolve that so that it's not just hanging out there and there's no certainty. We're going to help you make it certain. And that is, if you were to say what you really wanted to say, do you think that they may, maybe not them, but in the past, be attacked for your answer? If you say, I don't want to help, or I don't want to do this, or are you afraid there's a consequences that's not going to be healthy?
Yeah, but not a person saying something, but what I have to do. If I don't do it, then it won't be healthy.
Okay. All right. So one thing is that I see in your brain, the caudate nucleus, is that fear part of the brain, is that if I don't do something, then something bad's going to occur. Does that sound like the statement?
Yeah.
Okay. Now that we know that that statement's there, I would then tell you to use a healing tool, because put it on a scale from 0 to 10. How you know if I don't do it, something bad's going to happen. Because the meridian, or when you're tapping, the meridian tapping, you would tap in the side of your hand, and if you watch the video, it says, even though, and that's part of the phrase, if I don't do it, something bad's going to happen. That's your phrase. I deeply and completely love, accept, and forgive myself. That's the rest of the phrase. And if you do what the video says 3 times and then tap the points around your face, what happens is it allows you to break up the signal so that you don't have to so focus on how you know it. When you break that up, you'll actually start to bring in the answers that may say you could do it differently. There are other choices, but at this point you feel like there's not another choice because of that strong signal. Does this make sense?
Yeah.
Okay, so disrupt that signal, and you may feel like it's gone down. Well, you want it to go down and be to 0 and white. And you may have a new phrase of saying, well, guess what? I've always been the one that had to do it. Well, then I would tap that out. I remember the days when I could not stop. I had to cook, clean, take care of the kids, and if it didn't get done by me, it would never get done, and there would just be all kinds of consequences. Well, I went on strike. I was scared as hell because I didn't know how my husband was going to react, how my kids are going to react, but I took the chance anyway. So when you write that phrase down and you tap it out, you actually may see a different phrase. That's fine. Tap that out, because anything that's sort of negative needs to be out of your system so that you can create better, so that joy can step in and you can allow yourself to think your way through this paper bag. You'd be surprised how, if you didn't exist, with this option, would you still have to do it? No, because you wouldn't be here. But would somebody else have to step up and do it? Yes. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Okay, even when we convince ourselves that saying that we have to do it or it'll never get done, just imagine if you didn't exist and that same question came up, somebody else would do it. Okay?
That makes a lot of sense.
Alright, so what I want you to do is to tap that signal out so that you don't have to be the one to always do things, and you'll be able to delegate, and you won't have that dominancy that pushes you down. You'll actually be able to breathe again. Okay?
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
All right, so go to our website, MWRevealed.com, look under Healing Tools, and under that you'll look at Meridian Tapping. All right?
Okay.
All right, thank you, dear.
Thank you very much.
All right, bye-bye.
Have a blessed day.
Ah, thanks. All right, and then was there anybody, did you answer that question down there?
No, I can we just answer this quick
Yes.
question before getting to the next
Yes,
caller?
because in Q, that's what I see.
Okay, so, what does it mean when you see a bright yellow orb float across your wall, about the size of a small bowling ball, 8-pound size?
Okay, you have to remember that orbs represent a spirit, not ghost, because if you look at the definition of a ghost, sometimes it has fear with it. But if you understand that it's about communication, seeing through to the other side, it's not harmful, and it's quite friendly. And the color yellow, what is that this is a person that used to give you great courage. This person was, I don't know if they were in your life and they gave you pep talks, but they were somebody that inspired, that could ease your fear. And they want to let you know that they are with you. They found a way to somehow communicate because, and that's what the yellow is saying. Now, is it a male or female? Right now, it's like in between. I can't feel either one. It just feels that this was present. It was here to tell you something. Stop dishonoring yourself. All right. Do you feel anything else, Jen?
Mm-mm.
No. Oh, okay. So you followed the orb. Did it lead you to something? And yes, it can be a friend.
Went behind the TV.
So there might be something, I'm going to say, so it disappeared behind the TV. She followed it, yes. Was there something she needed to be led to? Yes. To watch your back. To watch, stop dishonoring yourself, stop denigrating, and to watch your back. Because it's about watching, it's about, and maybe you need to fine tune with this if the yellow orb is going to be there, because it may tell you to turn on the TV set because there might be a piece of news. But if you turn it on and it doesn't make any sense, that's fine, shut it off. But because you're learning to communicate with the other side. Is there anything else I need to say? You're learning to face the issue of trust and distrust. And because if you don't understand the frequencies of the other side, then you're going to create this fear wall farther in your caudate nucleus, which will cause you to not want to participate something that you can physically see. And so since you can't conceive it, you'll shut it off. But no worries. Just understand that there's pictures and images that can be seen inside your head. When I say a tree is not in front of you, but you can actually picture a tree. That's another way that they can learn to communicate with you also. Certain songs will run through my head, and I will play the song, listen to the lyrics, and they're communicating. And we're back, which I really appreciate. So let's just jump right in.
Here we go, diving in. We have area code 857 on the air.
Hello, how can I help you?
Hi, good afternoon. My name is Linda. How are you?
We're great. Glad to have you.
I have a question. I've been with my husband for a little over 6 years, and for the last 5 years, I have bent over backwards to be a part of my in-laws, primarily just, fit in and be a part of. And my mother-in-law and sister-in-law's world have been very, wishy-washy. One minute they're open and receptive, and the next minute they're pulling back, and they get mean, and it's just been this, whatever you can do for us, we're going to take, but we're not going to go above and beyond, or we're not going to listen to you. So I recently, probably within the last 2 months, I've just decided, you know what, I'm going to accept it for what it is, and I'm going to honor myself and my feelings, and I'm going to love them from a distance, and I've decided to just not even deal with them. And now my mother-in-law has questioned why I am rejecting her. And I'm just a little confused.
Okay.
A little overwhelmed. And I'm just trying to figure it out. It's like, when you wanted, you were treating me like dirt. Now that I'm, pulling back and perfecting me, I'm not shutting you out, I'm perfecting me.
Right.
Now you're wondering why I'm rejecting you.
Because it feels
What
like...
exactly.
Okay. What I see is at 3 years old, you first learned about rejection, and so that signature of that experience is now playing out in your in-laws. One of the things that you did that's very smart for yourself was to stand up and decide, I care about me and I don't have to show up the way you expect. Now, I can understand you stepping in to the relationship and getting to know your in-laws, and so you're learning how to fit in the rhythm of it so they'll accept you. But I feel like there's a constant judgment on their part that right and wrong. She's not doing the right thing, or she could be doing the wrong thing. Do you understand by the right and wrong that I'm explaining? Okay. And so this, as a 3-year-old, you were like, okay, I'm trying to do everything that's right, but yet you're telling me it's still wrong, and if I do what's wrong, then you're going to tell me I'm wrong anyway, so there really is no right way to do it. And you're learning to stand up for yourself, and that's exactly what you needed to do. Now, you learned how to stand up for yourself about 4 years old, but the 3-year-old experience is still there. And it was making the choice of deciding if they're going to take away the love, is it worth chasing, or do I just accept the fact that they're just going to take it away? Now, at 4 years old, you also made the choice of, you know what, I'm done. You rejected me, I don't care. And you've learned to find love somewhere else. Does this make sense so far?
Yes, it does.
Okay.
And it also feels like, the mother-in-law is seeing something taken away.
Yes, because see, she knows how to dish it, she doesn't know how to take it.
Right, something's gone. Now I have to go find it and hook back in. And it's interesting, I know this is playing out between, you and your mother-in-law, but I was just working on being on the hook with with romantic relationships, particularly about healing the idea. But it really went back to the idea of knowing that there was the being wanted, but then knowing that I'm going to be abandoned. And so that was what the issue really was. And so it's like being on the hook to some degree.
What I learned was, when I was younger, I didn't want to lose my mother's love, so I would always, love her, please her, help her. And it didn't seem to matter when I became a teenager, because she lumped me with the rest of the family and says, you're going to do that anyway. And even though I tried to show her I was different. So I ended up getting married, and because I hadn't resolved this issue, I got married, and I had made the bed every day. And I had a big king-size water bed. And when I was 8 months pregnant, I said, I'm done. I can't make this bed anymore. And so I finally made the choice that it's okay, I won't do it. Now, during that time, I enabled my husband to expect that this is how the relationship is, that the bed's being made, and that is a form of love, and that's a form of his comfort zone, is that the bed's made. And after a while, he was asking me, don't you love me anymore? And I'm like, what are you talking about? And it was all about the bed. What happens is you enable people to expect you to show up a certain way, and when you don't, it destroys their world, and so they want you to go back to the way they expect you.
It's like when somebody says, oh, you've changed. What that means is that you're no longer showing up to the way that they expect, and they want to put you back into that
The box.
The box.
And so you're learning how to redefine the relationship. Now, the best thing for you to do would to be healed how you know they reject you all the time. And, I wouldn't want to put my hand back in the fire. So,
I don't plan on putting my hand back in the fire.
Good.
Ever.
Right, and all I can say is heal how you know that how they have to constantly show up, because even if you never stick your hand back in the fire and they don't do it to you again, because the signature's following you, you will have somebody else do it to you. And so we want to stop that so you don't have to keep repeating it. So in this case, you already got a fresh experience.
Being rejected where I keep giving.
Correct.
Rejected.
Yeah.
I got it.
Yep, and so we want you to help heal that. Okay, so if you go to www.medicinewomanreveal, so it's MWReveal.com, you go to Healing Tools, you're going to look for Hope Therapy. And you're going to heal out what you just said, which is...
give, then be rejected.
Yeah, you don't get that love back. You give and you don't get that love back. It's unrequited love. You're doing your best to be accepted and loved, but yet they just still push you away. And you're going to hold L1S. L represents left, 1 represents the number 1, and S represents soft. And you're going to sit there and you're going to think about how you put yourself in that position of, okay, here I am, family, I'm here, and then you're vulnerable to some degree, and they take advantage of that. Or how you feel like they reject you, and now they're accusing you of rejecting them. But no matter what, it's all follows down to how you know you gave, and all you get is crap in return.
So, can I ask you a question?
Yes.
And my mother-in-law, and I'm just saying this too far, but have I signed up to learn this lesson with them because I haven't learned how to heal it, so that's why I showed up through them?
Yes.
I found another family, another set of people who were going to show up in this man until I learned how to heal it.
Yes.
Yes.
So if I heal it, it stops showing up.
Correct. Because what you're doing is you're taking that caudate nucleus, which is the fear part of the brain, and you're creating closure to stuff that you already know. And if you sit there and stare at it, give it a colored number, and do the hope therapy, and you're going to have to do it over and over because abandonment is really a huge one for the soul. What's going to happen is that you will either zig, you'll heal so they'll zig and you'll zag, so you don't have them in your world, or you both won't even notice that you're not communicating, or it could open another door where you can see them differently. And so to see them differently, for instance, my husband says, oh, my wife's constantly ornery. Oh my gosh, all the time. And so I said, you can heal that. So then he goes in the other room and starts healing it. Then what happened, Jen?
So then he did the meridian tapping, came back in the room, and...
Well, actually, I was sitting there at the computer and I started laughing.
Right, and so then he sits down in the chair next to me, he goes, oh my gosh, hey Jen, Brenda's being so nice. And I said, Scott, Brenda, Scott, I'd like to introduce you to the Brenda that I've known this whole time.
The wall of how he had to see me disappeared. It dissolved because the emotions disappeared and the self-talk calmed down, that he could redefine me and stop seeing me as somebody who he grew up with. So for the first time, he actually could engage with me, the love that was supposed to be there. Now, we're not saying that you two could be cozy, because I actually had to heal somebody out of my life, but I healed the pain, I healed the issue, and they actually moved away. So I don't know what the result's going to be, except for the fact is your attention will not be on this issue. This issue will be resolved. Okay?
And you won't be drawing in a new experience.
Exactly. Because you change the attracting factor, you don't have to keep attracting the people in to keep showing you the experience, because you have already resolved it. Okay?
Got it. So this is about the abandonment experience.
Yes, exactly.
I think there's a little bit more to it than just abandonment, though. I think there's some jealousy and some control issues.
Oh, that is what's called the hooks. Now, you have one particular point that I'm giving you, and you're going to think about all of that with it, the jealousy, all of that with it, okay? Because the way we store it in our brain is we store jealousy in one part, but then we store anger in another. But if you have anger and jealousy together, we store it in another part. And we're going to do our best to help you heal. You're going to hold those points, bring it down to 0, bring it down to white, and then if it pops back up, go back to hold L1S, because you need that fresh experience to get the rest of all of those memories,
The remnants,
and resolve them out, okay?
Okay.
All right, and Jen has something for you.
And in this healing process, as you're healing and transforming and working on this issue, Archangel Gabriel is with you. So as you nurture a child, you nurture your own inner child. And both activities are important for you right now. So you've got this particular angel watching over you as you're transforming this issue.
Excellent. All right, you report back to us anytime you want, and go heal, all right? We're going to send a lot of light and love your way so that you can work through this and get through this and resolve it, all right?
I appreciate it. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Stay blessed. And the next...
Okay, we've got 2 callers, and we've got Siggy14 on the air right now with Brenda and Jen.
Hello.
Hi, ladies. How are you?
We're good.
Good.
How can we help you?
Could you, it's my first time ever on your show.
Okay.
So could you give me a general reading, please?
Oh, you bet. You bet. A general reading. A little nervous, a little apprehensive, afraid of what you may hear. They're saying basically right now the energy that's coming off you is that you're used to being awkward. That's how you lead into new things, is feeling very awkward. That's very normal. But in this case, it can get too much for you. Do you understand what I'm saying so far?
No, but I always think that I'm very assertive, actually, but okay.
Well, as you chronologically aged, you learn to conquer that part of your fear brain to be a strong individual that you are now. Part of the foundation that you had at around 1 year old was awkwardness. I'm proud of the fact that you conquered this, but it's still part of the foundation. And this is how you feel, the feelers, feeling your surroundings. And once you understand what's going on in that awkward stage, then you already know then what program you need to go to. So you jump to the pathway. So again, you can feel when people are feeling awkward, and that's actually gives you strength, because then you know how to help calm them down. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay. And so they're saying good job. Because of this, that's who you are. Now, Jen, what did you pick up?
So, with the deck from Archangel Raphael, who's in charge of healing, he's saying, give us your cares. And any of this awkwardness, any of these, the tremors, the anxiety, the nervousness, give that to the angels so that you can truly radiate. They want you to really radiate who you are. And it's all those little things that you can give to the angels and to work on and heal.
The nervousness is, again, you're a great conqueror to move forward, but it's that step of trust and distrust, so that you have to build the foundation, and once you have that trust, then you can build upon the relationship. And they're saying that's good, and it also has some side effects, because you are comparing them and lining them up to the signature of how you were hurt when you were 3. I just see you at 3 being scared, crapless, just that you were scared. Okay, and so then it's like, oh, I can't trust this. But you, again, have this beautiful ability that you conquered, but it's still in your foundation. And because it's in your foundation, it actually stops you from receiving certain opportunities that can come your way, because you have to build that foundation of trust first before you can actually enter in. Now, I don't understand what I'm seeing, but you tell me if it makes any sense to you. They're showing me that you're walking up as a student in a university. Then they show me you holding books, but then I also see you as a professor. What does all that mean?
I have got no idea, because, to be honest,
Okay. Then I think that what they're trying to tell me is that if that's not something that's in your daily life, then you're learning how to be the student and become the teacher. So you're learning how to help others. And I'm asking your soul, does she need to learn anymore? No. So you have great street experiences. You have different experiences that you can help people. So do you want to help young people?
actually, I think I can help anybody, because I've been through everything.
Okay, and that's what they're saying, is that it's time for you to step up in that part of your purpose. Just be open to the avenue, so things can come your way. It's those opportunities. You got to be able to bring those opportunities in. And like I said earlier, you miss certain opportunities because of this foundation that you have to build a certain amount of trust. So do you have trust issues?
Once I trust somebody, I trust somebody. But if they would betray my trust, I turn my back.
Okay.
Could you ask the Spirit, the situation I'm in at this moment in time, will it be resolved?
Okay.
So, obviously, it's going to be resolved one way or the other.
Correct.
And also, my husband has gone missing for two days now, and he's prone to be suicidal.
Oh boy.
What's going on in my personal life now? I needed him to be here so I don't get put out of the country.
Oh God.
No?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Like in 2010, he was found nearly died, and now he's missing again. And it's very, very stressful on me.
One of the things that you are going to have to do is learn to overcome and conquer one more time. And there is the idea that you are to embrace this sadness, and that is also the past, and it is showing up in the now. The question whether... I do not like to answer certain questions because they are part of suggestions, and then there's also that the realm that if it's not set in stone, which means if you learn a particular thing, he could pop back in your world, or it depends on where the soul is. I mean, I can hear your question is he dead? And I don't like to answer those questions. But at the same time, I don't feel his energy present.
I'd like you to be totally honest because, I mean, I'm prepared for it.
Yes.
I'm totally prepared for it. Because actually, then there's closure.
Yes, I don't... Okay, I feel, regardless, I feel the connection between you and him has been broken. That could mean that he's never coming back because he's never going to come back because he could have ran away or whatever. But I feel that he is hell of ambivalence of it's ate him alive. Yes, I can feel that. Does it feel like he's passed on? I can feel that also. I'm looking for any remnants that says he's alive, and I don't feel that. And again, it's just a feeling at this point. He could even put his cloak of invisibility on because he doesn't want to be found. And I feel that also, that he don't want to be found because of his personal hell is just so tormenting. He's afraid there's more demons that's going to come after him, so you have to hide. Now, the card that I picked up was said sad embrace, and so I'm gonna have Jen read it. I can't even see where it's at.
Okay.
And it's number 45, sad embrace.
You may be entering into a period where loss is a theme. Perhaps you're having to let go of a long cherished dream. If so, take heart, for this ending may have been for your highest good. A better, more powerful dream will be realized in your life if you can accept the lost. Relationships based on faulty foundations are meant to end at this time.
Oh, wow.
Disappointment is a form of perception. If your expectations weren't met, a sense of loss arises along with sadness and grief. Express these emotions. Tears are like healing rain that can restore life to a parched inner landscape. Growth is always assured.
Okay, so then Jen, you picked up this, what was it?
It says take charge of this situation. And that what you need to do is clear and shield your energy. And that means it feels like healing. You've already anticipated this, so to some degree, heal that. To heal that. That's the clearing and shielding. To heal that.
Right, and there's a part of you that knows that you need to move forward regardless if he's alive or dead, because you need to prepare yourself. And I really, again, I feel the energy in the court is not there between you two. It has been lost, and you need to go into the direction you need to go. And that means listen, because your guides are going to show you, so pick out a card for angel or whatever. A guide is going to show you how you can stay here. And the one thing that I definitely would tell you to heal is the fear that you're going to have to leave and be deported and any of that. And that fear needs to be addressed. And if you were to go and R3D is the code I would have you hold. R is in the right, 3 is in the number 3, and D is deep. And to be able to see your dreams disappear, you're going to stare at how your dreams are going to disappear, that you can't be here. Your dreams of being with this man is disappearing. You feel depleted and suppressed because you're going to be forced to do something you don't want to do. That is what I would tell you to think about of the situation, because right now you do not want to attract that in that they are going to deport you, or to attract in that he has passed. We need you to heal that pain so that you can come in more in a healthy alignment to making your dreams come true and actually being happy. Okay? And Jen, what did you pick up?
Yeah, I'm being happy for 6 years.
Yeah, so that your soul is ready for another happiness than what you have now. And Jen picked up 2 cards. They look familiar.
Yeah. So out of all the angels, we get Archangel Gabriel.
Again,
and
nurturing yourself.
Nurturing yourself.
It's important to do that, sweetheart. So heal that pain so you can allow yourself to be here. So you don't have to see your dreams disappear. And pay attention to the signs that you could be guided to. Again, you're going to hold R3D and you're going to think about all of the pain and put it on a scale from 0 to 10, each one, and give it a color, and everything is going to change. Your self-talk is going to change. It's going to start resolving it. And when you feel like that's down to 0 and the color's white, you can stop. Now, if you get scared about it, go back to R3D, put it on, give it a color and number again, and then heal that down to 0. Because we're going to help you resolve these issues where you're going to have to be deported, lost, left behind, because your spirit is telling me that it wants joy again. And in order for that joy to come in, you have to transist and change this part of your world, and then joy can enter in. Okay?
Okay, thank you very much, baby.
All right, thank you. Stay blessed, sweetie. We're
Okay.
sending you light and love.
Call back when you need to.
Yes. Keep us in touch. All right, what else do we have?
We have more callers.
Awesome. We'll do our best to get you all in, and let's go.
Okay. Area code 765.
You're on the air with Brenda and Jen. Hello.
Hello there.
Hi.
How are you today?
Good, and how are you?
I'm doing good.
All right, how can we help you?
That's kind of a confirmation question, sort of thing. I have a friendship, and we haven't really communicated much lately. I'm trying to figure out why I've kind of asked him to give a straight answer, and I really haven't gotten a straight answer. So I guess I'm kind of hoping that maybe you can give me a straight answer of what's going on.
Okay, so the question is, what is going on in that relationship?
Yes.
And okay, so I'm tuning into that, and I want you to tune into him. And Jen, what do you see so far?
That a reconciliation needs to take place. There's a possibility of a soulmate, but
But that's on her perspective. Let's
Right.
look at this whole his side.
where
This is an overall thing between you two. And then I'm going to have, would you focus deeply on him right now, and I'm going to pull a card on his situation about this relationship. Okay, and let's see, we got to get the card out of the deck. What do we got? He wants passion. Do you feel like he's getting the passion from you?
Well, that's what I'm kind of, because I'm feeling, this is what I'm feeling. I'm feeling like he likes me more than he really wants to, or, that he really
That because the card that came up also for him is that he doesn't know how to make the effort. It's like he's got that part of the program, how to connect, it's not there. I feel like his energy with you is that he gets nervous and bumbling and he's going to screw it up, so why bother jumping and taking a chance? So again, I don't see that he has the effort. He doesn't mean he doesn't have the effort. He wants to. He just doesn't have the pathway to be able to communicate that. Does that make sense?
Well, kinda.
All right. I pulled him.
I'm really confused.
Right. We pulled another card.
Really good friendship, but for some reason he has just.
Well, when you get more intimate, it gets more scarier.
I haven't got an answer. I've got a straight answer for him, so it's like I feel like it's not anything that I've done.
No. It's nothing you've done. He doesn't know how to give straight answers because when you get too intimate, he literally breaks down because he doesn't know how to do it. Jen, read that for her.
Riding the wave. You can be assured that you're entering a time when you can ride the wave of abundance. The tide is turning. You can put your surfing skills to the test. Everything that you know, all your talents, coupled with your hopes and dreams will carry you forward. People and circumstances have come out of the ocean of potential and possibility to take shape in a wave of spectacular activity. Know that you're definitely on the right path.
So there's a part of you that has to do this. Now, what I'm seeing is that there's something that needs to be done on your half in order for the communication, so that, because your soul is projecting him out to not be able to show up the way you would like. So now I'm asking, so what does she need to do in order for this relationship to progress? And they're saying, okay, great, open your heart. L1D is the code for hope therapy. And what it is that you're used to. Are you used to this? People pulling away or not quite being open to you? Are you used to this?
Yeah, I guess in a way, probably.
Okay, so they're saying, look at how this is familiar to you, and notice how you dislike their behavior, because it's the behavior that you're attracting in, and you're like, oh, great, here we go again. You know, why should I give my heart to this person? Because they're doing that same thing. So they're asking you, your soul's asking you to heal how you know that you dislike that certain behavior about how they act. Does this make sense?
Yeah.
Okay, and it's that filter that keeps popping up in every relationship. And if you don't address it, it's going to get worse than the first, which means it's going to keep showing up all the time. And you're going to like, fine, and be upset.
Yeah.
All right, so you go to MW Reveal, M as in medicine, W as in woman, reveal.com. Go under healing tools, look under hope therapy, and you're going to hold L1D. L is left, 1 is the number 1, and you're going to hold your thumb in deep, as in for D. And you're going to think about how you know, how you dislike this little mind game that it seems like that's being played out, okay?
Okay.
Get that, put it on a scale from 0 to 10, give it a color, and heal it down. And when you feel like it's gone, and then if a fresh experience pops back up again, then you hold L1D, because we want to get all of the experiences resolved.
Right.
And then once you're done and that doesn't pop up anymore, then you will actually start seeing so that the glasses or the lenses that you have to look at will dissolve, so that you can see people better and don't have to see that frequency. You'll actually see them getting closer to you. And there may be something else that may pop up, call us back. But otherwise, I would say heal that gone, because otherwise they got to constantly show up that way to you. Okay?
Okay. Yeah.
All right.
Awesome.
All right, thank you.
Thank you for calling.
All right,
Take
bye-bye.
care.
Somehow the computer seems to disconnect. That's okay. We still seem to be able to run our board. Sorry about the chat room. Not sure what's happening. If you've lost sound, hit F5. But I think it's Blogtalk that's having the issue. Literally, it's not letting us open up a mic or close a mic. So we might have lost connection ourselves.
Should we F5 this?
F5 and C. Hopefully we didn't lose our internet connection. We're literally not able to click. Okay, so there's a disconnect. not being able to connect, and it is the vibrations of receiving. So somebody is having issues of receiving, and it's dislike. Is this from the last caller? No, the next caller up. So the next caller up would have been 818. 818, the reading that I'm giving you, and hopefully you can hear us. Yeah, so the internet did go down. Okay, so I have my board, that's all I need. 818, your issue is you also have the heart meridian that says you dislike when people do that to you. Oh crap, you didn't write any numbers down, did you? Oh good. Alright, so we have the last remaining 15 minutes. I do have the area codes. If we don't get our internet back, I will do a reading for 818-678, and then the Skype caller, I'm going to do the readings right in the row if we don't get our internet back. Okay, so here we go. 818, like I said, they also said that you need to heal, so I would say Hope Therapy, L1D. Go to MWReveal.com, and it's how you dislike. I mean, you literally have that reaction of, oh, I know they're going to treat me like this. And so it's the dislike. And I feel like we need to pull a couple cards, so just let that go and see what happens.
Okay.
8-1. Oh, wow. Okay. They're used to pulling back and becoming solitude, knowing that self-love is important. But at times, it just gets to the point where you've created a barrier of a comfort zone to want to be...
of connecting. It's like they want to connect,
but they
don't want to.
No, so
Awesome.
they basically would rather just be an introvert and not want to because...
So they need to do some emotional healing.
Oh, well,
and potentially with flowers.
with flowers. Okay, flower essences.
Yeah.
All right, with that in mind...
Oh my gosh, my head is completely spinning.
Oh, okay, let's focus on that. Because let me ask if that's still the same caller. Yes, because it causes you to...
Spin out and be confused, and why won't people accept me? Why won't people listen to what I have to say? You know, I've got all these great things to offer, but oh my gosh, it reminds me of somebody that I've met that I don't like people. I've met several people that don't like people. You know, I'm doing okay as long as I don't have to interact with people.
Right.
It's like when you lie on a job application. I'm a people person.
Yes. But also
But
the fact, even though you may have grown out of it, and you know that you are a people person, but yet you still have the foundation to heal. In this case, the flower essence that they're telling me is Filaree, F-I-L-A-R-E-E. Now remember, you can listen to the archives. Hopefully they're still recording us, and our video camera, we're YouTubing it as well.
And I put that information in the chat room. Hopefully people saw that. But it's youtube.com/Medicine Women Reveal to get the show, because we're still recording the video portion of it.
Right. And the pattern of imbalance is obsessive worry and compulsion about minor events, unable to gain a wider perspective in daily life. Hyper-focus on small details. When you're hyper-focused on small details, you'll actually distort them out of place so that they will create problems that are not there. So
Or this detail belongs here, and this one next to it, and that one next to it, and that one
becomes
next to it.
anal about
Right.
it.
But what you need to do is step back, because that's how Monet painted. You need to step back and look at the whole picture to see how it plays out, rather than focusing on each single dot.
Exactly. So again, you can get flower essences, FES, and what it is to help the soul, and this again is Filaree. Alright, so is there anything more to 818? No. The next one is who?
Area code 678.
Area code 678. Oh. They have no direction. They don't know how to have a direction. I feel like the direct... Okay, so what happens when you're caught at nucleus?
They might be saying, well, that doesn't happen to me now. We're saying ever in your life.
Or somebody's always constantly directing you. But the caudate nucleus dictates whether or not you get to make known the unknown. So if you feel in a certain way that you've got no life purpose, you're bored, there's no direction, and you're kind of looking for a guidance, what it is the first thing that's causing it is that caudate nexus. caudate nucleus, because it really has to dictate. The fears have to be in charge. And what needs to be done? Well, in this case, it's R3S, which means you can't figure it out. It is the triple warmer. It is when you go into a sympathetic nervous system and kind of start doing the fight, flight, freeze, and then it's muddled because your brain's trying to switch back into parasympathetic, and because of the switch process, it becomes muddled. You can't figure it out, which means 80% of the blood of the forebrain kind of just sits there in your arms and legs waiting for you to say, what's next? And so you're like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. So if you hold as far as, what did I say, Jen? I can't remember. Oh yeah, R3S. So it's right wrist, third position, and then you're going to hold it with your thumb. Put your hand in your in your forehead and your hairline, and just think it through, get it down to 0. Remember, put it on a scale from 0 to 10 and give it a color. So important.
And so, talking about direction and, I don't feel like I have any purpose, so I asked the life purpose oracle cards. What the angels want to tell you is, author, you have a book inside of you. You get to write your own story, and they want you to understand that light and love is the theme of your life story. And
if you, you don't even have to write a real book, but you are in charge of your daily life.
It's your story.
It's your story. You're creating a movie every time you wake up and reacclimate with who you are. You're animating, you're playing out your thoughts, your details, and your book. So if you don't like a certain character, how would you change it? If you didn't like a certain situation, how would they resolve it? In this case, there's a part of you that's stepping into finding your true identity, which is spirit first, and all of the core pieces that you hadn't discovered because they were unknown, which is, I did not know that what I do for a living could be for a living. I just thought it was something of who I was and everybody did it. And then I kind of hid it and ignored it, and then it kept creeping into my life. But when I finally faced it and goes, oh my God, why wouldn't I look at it before? Because I figured people didn't like it, so I wouldn't allow myself to enjoy what was just authentically me. Like my husband likes comic books. I have a friend that loves UFOs. I have all these different people that have different varieties, and they're not afraid to step up and say, this is who I am. I have more pride to watch people that they call gay. These people are standing up against a group conscious that says that it's wrong. But yet, they know they can't hide it anymore and they can't fight it anymore, because this is who they are. They wake up every single day. This is who they are. And it's not about whether you are, it's a choice or you're born with it. Your soul knows who you are.
The choice, when people say it's a choice, the choice is that you're honoring yourself and you're going to live your truth.
Amen.
That's your truth. Or that's the choice of the situation. Because you are who you are. That's your authenticity. The choice is to answer that.
Exactly. And the courage to do so. Like, stepping up into doing what I'm doing, I never really looked at it as paranormal. And I had stepped into a place where there's paranormal, all different forms of variety and diversity of things. And to me it was like a color palette, and it was like all these different colors and different flavors and different things, but yet we all fit, and we're all paranormal. And I would look and say, well, why is it that I don't know this? Which in a human sense would be, I don't want to know this because it scares me. And we used to shoot first and ask questions later. It's like do it and apologize later. And what I've learned as I listened to put the shields down is that there are bits and pieces of information that everybody has that can actually help me grow and move forward. And I was incredible that this is happening. It was very much important.
Okay,
So,
do we want?
and we're going to take the last caller.
Which was a Skype caller.
Yep, Skype caller 111, and that's what we're going to do now is we're going to communicate with you. And wow, all I can see is a windshield, and I don't understand it. It's not got rain on it, but I'm looking on the outside as the windshield. I actually feel like I'm disembodied or I've astral projected, and I'm looking through a windshield, but it's all frosty. I can't look through it. I can't say who's in the driver's seat. and maybe this is metaphorically speaking that there's a part of you that who's driving your car, who's driving your life, who's moving your world and creating your world every day, and do you need to take the wheel back and so that you can be in charge? What's interesting is that I hear whispers as if I have this ability and I don't want to hear those voices. And there's actually a specific question this person has, but I can't tune in to get that specific question. So I'm going to have you focus on your question, and I'm just going to pull a card because it's just easier that way. All right, Jen, what do you got?
I've got that they need to be working their magic. Not like a magician or magic in woo.
Oh, their passion and conviction.
Right. You work your magic. You know who you are. You know what your persona is. You know what you're supposed to be doing. Work that. And then they also say that you need to be working with crystal energy of some kind.
Yeah, stones, rocks. We have a ton of different ones, from quartz crystals to sodalite to charcoal, which is jet. So finding a particular one it would be good. Jen, why don't you read that, and I will pick more of the
Okay.
stone.
So the card Brenda chose was Into the Unknown. Life is an adventure, and often new opportunities will arise that you won't know how to deal with. This is one of those times. You're required to trust that this new phase will reveal wonders and miracles as you step into unknown territory. Imagine that you are not only a pathfinder, but a path maker. Whatever your inquiry, trust that you'll be safe. Stay aware as you discover new and marvelous territories and valuable treasures.
Exactly. The stone that I was able to pick up is called labradorite. It's Labradorite. Labradorite. And it's like a dark stone, it's shimmery blue and green, and if it looks like, if you move it just right, it looks like there's fire inside. Okay, and the attributes is the iridescent labradorite is a highly mystical and protective stone, a bringer of light. It raises consciousness and connects with universal energies. Labradorite deflects unwanted energy from the aura and prevents energy leakage. It forms a barrier to negative energies shed during therapy. It has to, I can't read, just read on. That dang thing scared me.
It can take you into another world or into other lives. A stone of esoteric knowledge. It facilitates initiation into the mystery. So you got the into the unknown. Now this is a crystal energy that will help you do what you're supposed to be doing as you go into those uncharted territories.
Exactly. And we can't play an outro because we don't have it. And we just want you to understand that how you would use the stone would be just, you can put it in your pocket, you can put it up by your thymus in your heart, you can sleep with it, you can carry it with you. You can hold it and use intention of just putting your worries and fear in it, and the stone will help you dispense what you need to do. Is there anything else about the stone that we should talk about? And she's shaking her head no for all of you that can't see her.
Because you can't see what I'm doing on the radio.
But with YouTube, you can peek at her and say, oh, that's what she's doing. That's what her facial expressions are all about.
Right, so we thank you for all the ways that you listen.
Yeah, and you don't need a big stone. You can actually get a small stone if you want to, from what I heard. So we want to thank you all. We're going to be, pre-recorded show will be on tonight, and it's really in-depth about fear and thoughts. And so you go to sepianc.com and look for Medicine Women.
Radio.
We'll be on at 8 p.m. Thank you, and have an awesome day.
And
Peace out.
Word to your mother.